Hi there, my name is Dira, and I'm a spiritual teacher. And I've spent many years in India studying with the enlightened master, Paramahamsa Nityananda. So I want to help you understand what the third eye is all about. What the third eye means, it refers to a space between the eyebrows and just above the nose where you access your intuition. So intuition, as you probably know, is things that, the phone rings and before you look at the caller ID, you know who's there. There's a knock at the door, and before you open it, you know who's there. This is intuition. So the third eye, this spot on the eyebrow, just above the nose, is connected to the pineal gland, which is in the skull. And so the whole meaning of the third eye is we access our greater intuition, our mystical powers through the third eye. So, and it's that area between the eyebrows. So really, and it's the pineal gland that is the source of that intuition, the source of the third eye. So, sorry, I just missed a slide there. So having spent time in India, what I know is there's incredible proof of more and more people having third eye awakenings. And I know thousands of people now who are able to read while they're blindfolded, who have an increase in mystical powers, and we can literally move objects with our minds. There's a great video I'd highly recommend you watch called The Girl with Superpowers. It has over 5 million views on YouTube. And I know Yoga Mata, the girl, very well. And she's been tested by doctors. And there's literally hundreds of other children like her who can just read while blindfolded quite casually. They can run through parking lots with blindfolds on, reading license plates. They can play games blindfold. And these are our abilities. So the whole meaning of third eye is to access that amazing intuition. So if you're interested, what do you need to awaken your third eye? So there's a couple of things I'd recommend. First of all, meditation. There's a bunch of YouTube videos about meditation. Then secondly, an enlightened master. So I'd highly recommend you spend time with Paramahamsa Nityananda in India. Then yoga and puja, things like that, they help, but they're not as important as meditation and the touch of an enlightened master. Then there's also herbal support you can take, which is proven to help with third eye awakening. I actually import it into North America. It's called Third Eye Awakening, and it's essential support for transformation. And I recommend you take Third Eye Awakening daily, along with your meditation and your yoga and all these other spiritual practices. So how would this herb work? Well, what it does, it actually cleanses the intestines, because the intestines are actually the source of all mental disease. Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, they all start there. And so it's antibacterial, antifungal. It increases blood flow to the brain and then really awakens the brain, cleanses the pineal gland, and the third eye opens up. So specifically in the brain, it really creates neurogenesis, the ability to have new neural pathways so you can access other dimensions, other intuitive areas of the brain, other ways of sensing, other sensing abilities. It also develops neuroplasticity, which can reshape and restructure the brain. Because I don't know if you know it or not, but in fact, stress causes your brain to shrink. So if you're stressed, your brain is shrinking, your third eye is getting calcified, and your intuitive abilities are getting smaller and smaller. It also helps in the frontal lobe increase calmness. As we increase calmness, we access the third eye even more. When we're worried, we have no access at all. In the hypothalamus, we find our memory improving. I mentioned the pineal gland already, being cleansed of pollutants and toxins from the environment. The caudate nucleus, we have increase in intuition. In the brainstem, that's where fight or flight. And the fight or flight, again, stops our intuition working properly for us. It keeps us locked in behavior patterns of freeze, fight, or run away. So when we do all these things, when we meditate, when we see Paramahamsa Nityananda, when we take this awakening, third eye awakening, what happens is we end up with increased intuition, increased IQ, increased memory, the ability to remote view. And it's really remarkable what I've seen happening. we end up developing mystical powers such as the ability to read. So as I said earlier, I know now thousands of people who can read while blindfold. I know people who can teleport. And literally I can move objects, small objects, with my mind. So if you're interested in more, please check out my website, www.thirdeye.haritaki.org, and contact me if you have questions. I'm really happy to help you understand what the third eye is all about, what it means to you, and what it can mean to your life. Okay? Thank you. Talk to you soon. See you. Goodbye.